What are you going over?
Okay.
I'll make all the moves.
Now I'm going to share my screen.
What are you going over?
Everything. Okay.
I'm leaving.
A student asked me a question, which actually was a very good question,
Installing.
is how to use virtualization. So many people have no clue what that is. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple different things about virtualization. First of all, virtualization is a virtual machine. Now, on my screen here, I'm going to show you one form of virtualization. This is VMware, vSphere. Okay. I'm going to start this, and you guys in the classes will most likely get an account on here at one time or another. I didn't give any out this semester. You might have one left over from last semester, but I'm going to explain why I didn't give them out.
I'm going to put a little warning because of something I learned yesterday. From your password, there is no way to email someone. You have to come into the office and have them reset it for you.
Not true.
Or ask me.
Email service?
No, IT services you can, but this system you can't.
You can email?
You can.
Yeah, it's us. Yeah, it's me and Roy and Ryan. Okay. Okay, somebody's got their microphone. Wendy. No, it's not Wendy. Who's got your microphone on? Muted. Muted.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
It's on.
All right, here we go. Now, I logged into vSphere, okay? Hold on. Jeez. There.
You're in the correct meeting when people start.
Can I wipe that off the screen? All right, mute your stuff over there. Whoever, how do I get rid of that now? Seriously? Who did that? Where's the annotate? Hold on. Where's the erase button?
Is it on the board or on the board? Okay.
There.
It's on.
It's on the border. Got that. Okay. So let's go back to this. Now, I logged into vSphere. vSphere is a system running down the hall in room 207. It's actually a bunch of hosts right now. Let me show you what's in it. Inside of our cluster, we have ESX 1, 2, 3, 4, and some other thing. Okay. What these are machines that are quite large, have how many processors in them, Roy? Is it 8 quad core?
2 next core.
Okay, a lot of cores. So in other words, there's a lot of processors with, what, 192 gigs of memory each? 196 gigs of memory each. And those hosts have all these machines running on them. These are all virtual machines. Okay, you can see there's quite a few of them. By the way, Roy, you all can delete the NetSec exam ones. We don't need those anymore.
Okay.
That'll free up some space. But as you can see, there's many machines running on here. Well, not running, but they're on there. They're running, you'll see they have little arrows. Like I can see this guy here. When did this machine start? This machine's been running since today. Okay, so that was okay. But if you ever log into vSphere and it comes up with this, well, the view you'll see is that. Actually, you won't even see that.
No, you'll just see those two clusters.
Yeah, you'll see this, but without all the machines in it. So when you guys connect into vSphere for the first time, you'll see this without all the stuff, okay? What you do is you go in here and you change it to VM and templates. And that will show you the machines that you have access to. The way we do this is under schools. You're going to expand schools. You won't be able to see all the rest of the stuff. This is mine. Like we have a lot of infrastructure stuff. I can go in and work on our file server, FTK database, and so on and so forth. But students would see schools. Then if you're at Rose State, you see Rose State, obviously. And if, say, you were in forensics or something, this is one of these for forensics and security auditing. You'll see I actually have a bunch of people already in there. Those are left over from last semester. I just haven't redone them yet. And they all actually have a, see, well, I'll show you this guy.
Have
A Windows in the Cali machine. Now, for years we've been using this with no problem, okay? Last summer, I said, you know what? Since we've been letting people use this system, people aren't understanding how to even create this. Like Chris has one. Chris is sitting in the back. See when the last time Chris used his. November. So Chris's machine's been running since November. Good thing is I can power it off real quick. But Point is, we've been using this system, and students never understood how to actually create a virtual machine. And it's kind of important. Because at home, I run a Mac, and inside there run VMware Fusion, and I have Windows 7, Windows 8, Kali Linux, all this stuff running inside of my machine. Our PeopleSoft system here at Rose State used to be, I think, 29 servers at one point, actual physical machines. Now how many? Is it like 4 now? You know, Roy?
I want to say they downsized it to where it's like, really high. It's like 5 or 6.
Okay, but they went from like 29 or 30 physical servers that you could actually touch to like 5. But each one of those runs a bunch of virtual machines. Now, let me just show you what a virtual machine, I should have left that. Let me find one that's on. Okay, actually, there. Lisa Anderson. Hers been on since December 3rd, okay? See, when you do these, I can actually open them up, and it's just like as if it was a regular machine, okay? Postpone, close, I can actually get in here. So her machine's been running since before Christmas, okay? But the good thing is, you could do something, and obviously the machine will keep running. So say you're running John the Ripper or different programs that are time intensive, you can run them out here and just let them keep going forever. It's just like a normal machine. My desktop was a little bit bigger, I could actually show you the taskbar.
Oh, so it doesn't actually close off when you close up
No.
VMware.
It does not. Watch, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna click this. Lisa's machine is still running.
Okay.
It is still running. Now, if I was to open up Kane, you'll see Kane will come up. In a minute, there it goes. It's just that my resolution sucks so bad right here, I can't even see the bottom.
And that's
Besides
like always
your
my
screen, you can go to view and then fit guest. And it'll fix it.
View.
They'll make it take the window inside of your screen. Maximize the window. I know you know how to use window.
It's not going. Not.
When you power those off and then you bring them back on, do they persist with what you had, or
Okay,
does it
no.
start over?
They do not. If you power them off, it's just like turning Windows off. If you just close the X, it's still running. It will persist. You can literally leave it running for weeks.
I think what she's asking is, do we have, are the deep freeze on the server?
No, there's not deep freeze on there either.
Okay.
So as you see, this is still running from when I had it up a minute ago. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if I can ever get this thing to exit. So again, this is vSphere. I will most likely give you all a machine that need one. I'm just trying to get away from it. Now, Curtis over here, you notice his machine has a little pause button. His machine is currently paused. So I should be able to bring it up a little bit quicker, possibly. Come on. Now that was, we looked at Windows 7 a second ago. This should be Kali Linux. It's starting, you can see down here. It's coming up. Up, some of the machines don't. Come on, you can do it. There it is. Curtis was in the middle of working on a project and never turned his machine off. And there's the answers to one of the projects. I'm going to close it real fast before you all write all these answers down. Darn it, I can't close it. Can't do anything. Just the hashes. I know, but still, they need to get those in one of the projects. I can't close it. It won't let me. There it goes. It's closed. All right. But so this is an actual Linux machine. This is a version of Kali that is running inside of vSphere. So you could actually be, doing this without having to have your own machine. So it's kind of a really nice feature. Okay. You can have other stuff. We actually, at one point, down here at the bottom, wherever it went, we even had a virtual version of Mac running. But the graphics were really bad on that. We have cert test software, which we're not using anymore. Okay. So,
older versions of Windows? Or
yeah, we actually have a lot. If you look under golden images, we have Backtrack, CentOS, Fedora, Security Onion, Server 2, or 3, 8, 12, 16, Ubuntu, Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows XP. Yeah, we're going to get rid of a lot of the old stuff, but we can literally take it whenever we want, and we can go in here, say we want Windows 10, we could go in here and clone it. Okay, it's right there. I could clone this and always make a copy of it. So I set it up one time that I could give you all a copy of it. Now, that being said, the ones down here are actually special. one in this folder. These clones here, let's find, are they all used? Yeah. So these down here, okay, I don't want to see the labs. I want to see this one. You see there's even a few extra machines in here. These are all what's called link clones. With VMware Workstation, you can actually make link clones. What a link clone is I have this machine right here, which is a copy of, it's a virtual machine that runs. All the rest of these link to it. In other words, say I loaded this FTK 21 machine up and added something to it. All we would be storing is what I added to it. In other words, it keeps a change file of just the changes from the original master. So if the master is 20 gigs, this guy is not 20 gigs. He's literally only the stuff added on top of the 20 gigs. And understand? Pretty easy to use. Again, we set all this up for you. We make your machines for you. We clone them for you. So the problem is you're not really, you're learning. I mean, you're missing out on a learning stuff there, okay? Is someone answering questions up there? David, can you watch the chat for me? So point is, this is an awesome an awesome feature, and sometimes we will be using it, but I'm trying to get it where you guys have to run your own machine. Yes.
The cloning process. What if we, for another class, for instance, we need to create it from scratch?
You could do that. You could actually create a brand new machine in here, which I'll show you how it works in here. I can just go new virtual machine, and I can say, okay, it's going to be a typical machine, and I'm going to call it, you know, test machine. And I can go next, and I can tell it where to put it. And then I can tell it where to store it. So there's you would not see this capability. You don't have the ability to do this. I could also do custom and go in and select, you know, other machines as well.
Is this only something you could only, you guys admins?
Only admins can do this, okay, on this system. Now, you guys could actually run ESX at home. You can get it for free. This is what's called ESX. It's an environment to run other machines, okay? And it works really good. Because the reason they do this, say you got 30 servers, okay, even here, how many hosts did we have here a few minutes ago? What, hundreds and hundreds? Look how many different machines we have. If all of those were physical machines, what's that, 1,000 machines? That'd be way too many machines. And since they're actually all virtual, they could all run on multiple hosts. And our system here, since we have these 4 servers at the top, the cool thing is I could go to ESX1 and find out which machines are actually on ESX1. I can figure out which ones are on ESX2. And it actually has load balancing and something called vMotion that if, say I got these machines on ESX1, and let's find one that's running. So this own cloud machine is running. Well, if ESX1 crashed right now, it would literally move it to another machine. It would move it to another host. And I could also take this and I could tell it to migrate, change host, so I could tell it to move to another host. Say I want to take ESX1 off for maintenance. I can move everything to 2, do maintenance on 1, then bring it back online. Kind of a really cool feature.
So we can clone, but we can't make any virtual machines.
Actually, I don't think you can clone either.
You know what I mean?
And here,
I can test that.
You can make a snapshot. I don't think you could clone it. Okay, one thing I didn't cover was snapshots. I'm going to go in here. This FTK 21 machine, if I was to go into snapshot manager, you'll see there's a snapshot called initial. Okay, let me show you what that does. Okay. Okay, what is this question?
How is your backend SAN working? ISCSI?
We're iScuzzy right now. Okay, we're running iScuzzy. So what he asked was, what is our backend? What we have is we have a SAN. We have 2 of them. I think a 10 terabyte and a 30 terabyte SANs. They're all connected to our servers via iScuzzy. We would like to upgrade that to fiber, but we haven't yet. So let me show you an example of something here. Let's, I'll just use this one. I'm going to power this machine on. It's going to take a minute, and I'm going to open it up. Start Windows normally. And I lost my, and you have to hit, it's like, is it Shift Alt or Control Alt to get out of the darn machine? I'm stuck in the machine. There it is. It's Control Alt. Okay. Let this come up. You see, Windows is starting just like normal. Now, with this machine, I actually have a snapshot out of it.
No,
I
you
showed-
can't even.
Yeah, I didn't think you had the ability to do
I
it.
don't think.
You can make snapshots. You can't clone.
You can't.
So we have a snapshot called initial. Okay. What that means is this: when this machine finally boots up, oh, it's got 1,000 updates. Great. No, I'll be here a while. But I could actually make changes to it and then undo the changes by rolling back to the snapshot.
Yeah.
So what's nice about this is this is going to take too long. I don't want to stay here all night. But say, you know, Justin there messed up this machine. Say he deleted the Windows directory or something. I could just go into the snapshot manager, click on initial and say go to. And all the changes he's made to it since I made the snapshot are gone. So what I do when I make these machines for y'all is I always put an initial snapshot, and then at the end of the semester, I undo everything you did. So all that changes you made, all the files you added or deleted is now gone. Very nice feature. That way, and it's really a good idea to do a lot of work, especially in this field, in a virtual machine and make snapshots like before installing something or after you make some changes. That way you can always go back and see what you messed up. So you see how this machine over here is still running? You see the green arrow? Well, I'm going to tell it to go to the initial snapshot. And what it's going to do is it should be undoing everything that was happening. Should be. Come on. It did. Okay. It's done. You notice it's now back to the turned off state. So all those updates it was trying to apply have now been removed. It's just back like it was when I first started. So kind of a really cool feature. Okay. Now,
Justin was pointing out it's also good for testing out patches and updates.
Definitely. Yeah, maybe you're not sure if this, you know, I've had issues in my day working with video card drivers. Maybe you make a snapshot of it and then install the video card driver and see if it works. But installing updates, that way you can tell if something screws up. Okay, I'm going to now show you how to install VMware. Okay, now this is what I want you guys to do. We've been, last summer when I taught network admin, and I said, hey, this would be a good chance for you all to create your own machines. Students didn't know how to do it. I had students literally format their entire computer and install Server 2012 on it. And they're like, how do I get it back? I'm like, you don't. You just literally overwrote your entire operating system with Server 2012. Not a good plan. Okay, if you're in one of my classes, right on the front page in the news area, I tell you where to get free software from. And it looks just like this. So if I log in here, okay, say let's go into forensics right here. Each one of my classes talks about free software. If you don't have this link, I can get it for you. We have two links, actually we have three. First one I'm gonna do is get VMware. We need VMware, okay? So I'm gonna click on this link, vmware.rose.edu. You all have an account. I don't have a clue what my password is. Great. Hold on, this might be a slight issue. 1 second.
I saw that you had to register too.
Yeah, well, you should already be registered.
Oh, that's good.
Arlene
because-
put you in.
Yes, she sent me an email, but I can't remember my password to my Raider mail. So that's an issue right now.
All right, so when you go here, oh yeah, you need to get your password to your Raider email or you're gonna have a problem.
I know.
All right, so I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna sign in. Now, this site is not my favorite site. VMware and Microsoft use the same location, yet they're different. And student view and faculty view is different, even though they look the same. So even I have issues downloading stuff. So I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna sign in. If you don't know your password, click forgot username and password and put in your Raider email and it'll mail you your password, okay? And hopefully this works. I didn't think about testing this. Okay, I'm in. Okay, now, this is all free, by the way. Doesn't cost us a penny. I can have VMware Workstation, VMware Fusion for Mac, VMware Player, vCenter Server. That's part of the whole vSphere system. And vSphere should be on here somewhere as well. ESXi is on here somewhere. I'm going to download VMware Workstation 12. Okay, these licenses are good for 1 year. That's it. And they don't go a day over. And it sucks. I always have to have Arlene reset my account. So I'm going to add this to my cart. It's free. I want it for Windows. Obviously, I wrote them. Okay, I guess I could run it for Linux. So I want that. Probably only to certain groups. The videos, don't tell me I can't get this. You serious? Available to students. Hold on. Okay, even though I logged in as faculty, I'm on the stupid student tab. I got to go back to the faculty tab. It's not very smart. It drives me crazy. So now we're going to add this one.
You already ordered this product.
I hate this place. Okay, well that's going to suck. Can I download it again? Hold on. Let's see. Add the card. I should have my orders up in here. It's kind of good I'm having this problem so you can see how to fix it. Okay, you click at your previous orders and you can see I downloaded it. Oh, on April 20th. That's way that way. And it should even tell me my license key in here. I think I can download it again. Okay, I think. I should be able to download more than once. It just doesn't always work that way. Okay, it can take 40 seconds to download. Yeah, but the one you want is VMware Workstation. It's wonderful. Server, believe it or not, is not quite as powerful as Workstation. It just has different capabilities. You can also get VMware Player for free. Player allows you to play virtual machines. VMware Workstation allows you to create and play. Okay. Almost done. 8 seconds to go. Because I know when you take network admin, you take my classes, I'm going to tell you, create your own virtual machine. Okay. So now I'm going to run this setup. Hopefully this works. We're hoping it does. Come on. Can you think about my license being in there? Next, I accept, next, yeah, whatever, next. I don't want all those icons everywhere. Install. Okay, so now we're installing VMware Workstation Pro. I've already copied my key, so I should be okay. Then we're going to get a version of Windows here in a minute once we get this up and running. Yeah, if you're in the security auditing course for this current assignment, it told you to use vSphere, but I emailed everybody and said use your own first. I'd rather have you, because this is something you need to know. So I want people to do it. Come on. Come on, almost there. I paused the video, but I don't think I can. I think all I can do is stop. Oh, I can pause. Well, that's almost done. It is done. Okay. We're going to finish. Now I'm going to try running this thing. Hopefully it works. VMware, where'd it go? I know I just installed it. I did install it, didn't I?
Yes.
Seriously?
Is it because it's already installed?
No, it's not. That's vSphere. Maybe did I unclick too many icons of where I wanted to.
You want to click the start and a
Yeah, but
desktop icons. You can get a little faster.
seriously? There, VMware, Workstation. Okay. I just don't like having icons on all of these machines. VMware workstation, right there, VMware. Okay, have a key. Please work. Oh, it's working, good. Okay, now I'm inside of VMware workstation, okay? What you do inside of workstation is you create virtual machines, okay? I can open one, I can create one, I can connect to a remote one, I can do whatever I want. You can actually use this connected to vSphere system as well, okay? I want to create a new virtual machine. What kind of virtual machine do we want?
Windows 2016 server.
Let's get something short.
FreeBSD.
No, we don't want to do FreeBSD. Okay. Now, it tells me we're going to install from something. I can install from a DVD, which I don't have, or this DVD, which I don't have, or I can point to an ISO file. ISO is an image file, okay? I need to get one of those. So what I can do is I can go up here to this forensics page, and then other link about dreamspark.rose.edu. I'm going to go there. What?
Does not exist or a general error has occurred. Just refresh.
Yeah. Oh, what the heck? Okay. Now let's sign in here. I have no idea what this login is. Let's find out what this one is. This is... Yeah, it used to be Dreamspark. Now it's Imagine. Ooh.
This is not Dreamweaver.
You should download SysRescue CD. It has built-in open VMware tools.
We don't want open VMware tools. We want the one that costs money. Because we're getting them for free. Okay, I'm logged in. Now, there should be the popular stuff on the front. Let's get, I know a lot of students are running Windows 10, and they need to be running Windows 7 to work, or 8 to get some of these tools to work, okay? So let's do Windows 7. So I clicked on Windows 7, and I'm add to my cart. Again, am I on the right tab this time? I hope. This one didn't have one. I'm not eligible to get it? Are you serious? Okay, let's get something else then. Let's go with Windows 8. No, I want something older. Let's do 8.1. Free.
Windows 98.
Are you serious? Did Arlene wipe out my eligibility? Let me call her real quick.
That happened to me once when I already downloaded one or said I bought one of the same.
It happens
state
to
or
me
style.
all the time. Every semester this happens to me.
I'm going to pause the video though.
Let me pause the video for a minute until I find out if I can download this. Okay, so if you guys look here, you can download Azure, Windows 10, Access, all this stuff. Now, we pay a subscription fee to Microsoft every year, so you get all this for free. Now, the Microsoft, if I remember right, doesn't expire. So there's Server 2016, Visio, all kinds of stuff. Now, you will see the Office is not up here. If you want Office, go to this other link. Now, we don't manage this link at all, but it does work. Because of your email, you can get Office for free. Still says I'm expired. Oh. Okay, add cart. You have already ordered this product or related product maximum number of times. Hold on. I'm in my orders. There's 7 professional, V details. Boy, it's been a while. So I can get it from here. No, it tells me I can buy it. I can buy it backup disk. Email order receipt. They're killing me here. Okay. Okay, hold on. View details. Wait, there's. Okay. No, there's no download link. Let me pause my recording for a minute. Hold on. All right, so we could not download Windows 7 again, so I'm just going to do Windows 8. Now, first thing it wants me to do is download this download manager, which I hate, but we kind of have to put it on here. So we're going to put that on there. We're going to run this. Next, next, next. Okay, and that should be fairly quick. Now I got to download this SDX file. Click on that, and it should automatically open up inside the download manager. Come on. And it should do it. Okay, we want this one here. Well, let's go 64-bit. Download. It's going to take a few minutes to download. So I'm actually, hold on, let me check something first. Don't anyone look at this, it's top secret. Shh, hush, hush. Actually, I'm going to pause this recording just to be safe. Okay, so we're downloading this ISO file. We have a while to go, but what happens is we're going to download this, and then we're going to go to this, create a new virtual machine, and we're going to point to that ISO file. That ISO file, well, okay, it does not have to stay on here at all times, but kind of like your Windows CD, if you ever installed Windows, sometimes it says, please insert your CD. So it's best if you keep the ISO file available, okay? I could also say I'll install the since we're downloading it, I'm going to tell it to install the operating system later, and then we'll link to the ISO file in a second. Okay, now this is going to be Microsoft Windows. It's going to be Windows 8, 64-bit. You see we have a very large selection. You could do Linux, Novell, whatever you feel like. Okay, and I'm going to put it into my documents. That's fine. And how big of a hard drive do I want to give it? You can change this later, but I'm going to go with 60 gig because we have a large drive here. That's fine. At home, I went with 20 gig, and I keep upping it whenever I need it. So while that's downloading, now you can see I have a new virtual machine called Windows 8 x64. It's a 64 bits. I have 2 gigs of RAM, 1 processor. Now, one thing you got to be wary of here, don't give this more memory than you already have in your machine. For instance, if your laptop has 2 gigs of memory, and you give this virtual machine 2 gigs of memory, you're kind of going to kill yourself. So you want to give it less than what you actually have in your machine. Same with processors. If you got 1 processor, just don't go, don't try to put 4 processors in here. Right?
Does Workstation support thin provisioning?
I am not sure. I'm not sure. Thin provisioning means it doesn't use up all the space and stuff until it's needed. I'm not sure if this one supports it or not, but I could go in here and change this. Maybe I want to give this guy 64 gigs of RAM or 4 megs of memory. I remember back years ago when I was teaching a server class, someone says, what's the least amount of memory you could actually have on a Windows Server NT4? We actually built a machine with 4 megs of RAM, and it ran. I don't know. It took forever, but it could be done. So you can adjust your memory. You can also adjust your processors. How many do I want? I want 16. But again, if you only have a certain number in your laptop, don't put that much more. Hard drive, you can also make that larger. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You want a CD-ROM? You know what? I don't want one. Just uncheck it. Well, I mean, you can remove it by clicking here. Like, you know what? You know what I really want in this machine? I want a floppy drive. I want to use a floppy image. Okay, I've never done this. Well, okay, no, I can't. We use the physical drive. So now this virtual machine has a floppy drive in it. You know what? I made a mistake. I don't want the floppy drive, so I'm going to remove it. But maybe I want 2 network cards. So I already have 1. Maybe I want to make a dual home system. If you learned about those in your classes, maybe I want 2 network cards. Maybe I want 1 with NAT and 1 with, come on. Well, did not let me change it. Come on. Should let me change it. Let's get rid of that network card. Let's add another network card. Now, if I go to add my network card, here I can use bridged, NAT, or host only. Host only means it's really only going to work with your host and nothing else. NAT means it's going to be using network address translation. Hopefully you know what that word is by now. So say my local machine's IP address is 192.168.2. something. Well, this machine will be natted off of that. So it'll be like, 10. something. It'll be a subset off of that. Or I could do bridged, and it'll appear that it's a separate machine on the network. Normally, NAT is what you want, okay? And you could also add other stuff. You could add another hard drive. Maybe you want to practice using RAID. Go in here and add a hard drive. I want to add a Scuzzy drive. And I want to create a new virtual disk that is 2, we'll say, in gigabytes,
We're making a
0.5.
virtual machine, right?
Yes. So now, well, I can't go less than 0.5. There it is. I got a 512 meg hard drive. Maybe I want to add another one. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to do 0.5 gigs.
How deep are we going?
I mean, the point is you can add as much as you want to these. So I could have RAID now. I have 3 drives. That's what you need for RAID. So I could literally practice installing RAID now because I have 3 hard drives. Okay. Now, how's my download coming? Is it done?
I think so.
No, we're at 58%. Okay. We're getting there. Okay, so what else can we do this virtual machine while we're raiding? All right. Some other things. You know what? I don't really want, well, actually, let's leave the hard drives.
Do you want a sound card?
Yeah, I could delete my sound card. I could add another video card. I could add a serial port. I could add a printer. Point is, you can add a lot of stuff to this.
Can you create inter-LAN networks between 2 virtual machines only?
Between 2 virtual machines, you should be able to, yes. I don't know why you couldn't. Because you should be able to configure one of them, one virtual machine with one network and add the other one to it. It should work. Just make them host-based only so they won't be able to talk to the outside world. What he's talking about, if I went in here to create this, add a network, made it a host-only network, so this would share a network with the host operating system. If I create another virtual machine and do host only, could they speak? I am not 100% sure of that.
No, not host. An inter-LAN network only between the 2 virtual machines themselves. Like an intranet.
Oh, I don't, possibly.
I know you can do that with VirtualBox.
Yeah, you might have to set up your own virtual switch here. I don't know. I've never tried to set that up. So there's just so many things you can do on here. It's just amazing.
Will we ever have to set up a virtual machine inside a virtual machine?
Actually, you can. You can set up a virtual machine inside a virtual machine.
But will we have to for a class?
No. But once we're done with this virtual machine, well, I can't really do much because we don't even have, it's not even installed yet. But you can clone it. In other words, I can make one machine. Like in the network admin class, you make a server, then you clone it to make another server. So you can very easily clone it. And then you end up with a master machine and then another machine that is only the changes. Okay, now how's my download coming? I think it's done.
It says launch. So.
All right, I want to first of all see where this downloaded to. That would have been under my downloads. Okay, there's my ISO file. So I do not recommend clicking this launch you guys see right here, because that will try to install it.
Oh, no.
So that's where students mess up. So what they do is they downloaded it, and now they're going to click launch to install it. So it's going to actually want to install on top of your OS. Not a good thing. Don't do that. So find out where it did it. Mine's right here. So now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on my CD-ROM, and I'm going to say use an ISO file. I'm going to browse over here to my downloads, Windows 8, point to this ISO file. So, question, yes?
So for the pen testing assignment for Cali, you want us to run that. Is that where we go to the cali.org?
Yes.
ISO and map it?
Actually, no, he's got a very good question. I'm going to take a caveat here for a second. My students need to be running Cali on a virtual machine, okay? You can go to Cali and go to download. Now, Cali has a couple different versions. You can download these, and it'll actually give you an ISO file right here. So, and actually, let's finish our Windows 8, then we're going to actually, I'll show you exactly the settings you need for that one.
Hey, what is the root password for Cali?
It's Justin is a butt. Okay, but y'all see how I connected that CD-ROM? Okay. So now also under options, here's where you can make other changes to it, but there is under power, hold on, you can, hold on a minute. Where's the boot process? We got to find boot menu. Windows 8. Okay, there should be one where I tell it, or maybe not. Auto login not available. Okay, so I'm going to say okay. Now when I start this virtual machine, remember it's linked to an ISO file. Let's see what it does. Okay, it says removable disk. That's fine. Now you notice it's actually already got Windows 8 starting in the background. See that? Now it's not installed yet. I'm actually going to have to walk through the install process. So I'm running Windows 7 at this machine, but that I'm running Windows 8 inside of a Windows 7 machine. You understand? Ever see that? How it all works? Pretty simple stuff. And I don't have a password. Assuming I had a key, I could install this and finish it. Okay? I don't need to walk through the whole, this is not a session on installing Windows. But did everybody see how I did that? I made them a virtual machine. I pointed to the ISO file. And obviously I can run Windows on it. Now,
are you going to show how to install VMware tools?
Ooh, I can't without installing it all the way. When you first install, what? What'd you say?
He asked you.
Yeah, when you install it all the way, it'll pop up and say install VMware tools. And I can't, oh, there it is right there. It's got to be installed all the way first. VMware tools are very important. I'm glad Justin mentioned that. What VMware tools do, it gives you the ability to use your mouse better, your video better, copy and paste between the machine. So once you get Windows all installed, you can put in your code there and do next, next, next. A lot of times it'll automatically prompt you to install VMware tools. If it doesn't, it's right there, install VMware
What
tools.
key would we use then if we were installing this?
Oh, if you downloaded it, I could install it right here. If I could have gone to right here, and I could have got that. Actually, that's, yeah, that's
the product key,
Workstation.
or, well, that's for VMware. But so the product, so our product key would be in our.
Yes, when you add it to your cart and download it, it'll be just like here. You copy that product key.
Okay.
Actually, mine is right there. I hate that thing that keeps popping down. Okay, this should have been my, right there's my, okay, fine. I could copy that. I could go over here to my virtual machine, which is this one. I could put in my key. Put in my key. I don't have VMware tools installed, so I can't copy. Are you serious?
You need VMware tools to do a copy and paste.
I know. Shut up.
Bi-directional functionality yet.
Yeah, I can't paste because I don't have it yet. So I could do 4,
Or
VN, VP, K6, G2, FXGH, K6, JFY, 7V, 4, CYCY. Okay. Next. Okay, I accept this stuff. Next. And custom install. Next. Okay, while that's doing that, I'm going to go over and create me a new virtual machine. I'm going to call this one Kali Linux. Okay, I will set it up later. It's going to be Linux. Now, I recommend using a 2.6 kernel, probably this one right here. Linux 2.6 64-bit is your best bet for Kali Linux. Okay.
We're not having so much Debian.
Oh, it might.
I use Debian.
Okay, well, you could use Debian then. Probably Debian 8 64-bit. Okay, would even be better. Good point. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, Debian 8 64-bit. And we're going to call this Kali. And we're going to say next. And we're going to give it a 20 gig drive. And finish. So now we need to go over to Cali.
Linux,
Now, I want to look at
2.6
something
kernel.
here real quick.
not the Linux, but the not Linux 2.6 kernel, but Debian.
Yeah, do the Debian. Now
I
there's,
think you might need a bigger hard drive for the install to
you
be
don't think that's big
successful.
enough?
No, I think it checks the hard drive size and it'll actually get halfway through and then fail and not give you any type of output. Why fail.
All right, I need a bigger hard drive. So the lucky thing is I can go over here and edit my machine. You know what? I need a bigger hard drive. So I'm going to advance, Scuzzy. Okay, no, we're going to delete that hard drive. I don't like him anymore. Add a new hard drive. So what do you think? 60 or 40?
I do 60.
Okay, so now we're going to do 60. So the cool thing is it's that easy to add a new hard drive. Now I have a bigger hard drive.
I think you have some questions.
Oh, I do?
There's no question. Okay.
Okay. All right, so we got our virtual machine ready. Again, we need our ISO file, which is downloading. Cali at one point had a pre-configured VMware image. I don't see it on the list. Does anybody know where to get that from?
Oh, wait, hold on. Go back.
Down towards the bottom, there was the one that's an image.
The weekly build. VMware.
Oh, there it is, there it is. Are you looking for the good folks, here, founders of it?
LA Virtual.
There it is. Because this one might even be already made for you. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So if you download this one right here, you're gonna first of all you're gonna need torrent. If you don't know what torrent is, figure it out. We don't cover torrent in here. But there's a VMware image already made for you. What that is, see, with VMware Workstation we can create images. But with VMware Player you can't. So if you have VMware Player, you can actually download this image right here and it's already pre-configured. You can just run it. Make sense? Okay, we don't have torrent on here, so we're not going to download.
Images, what if the image is over your specs? Or what if the image is greater than your specs?
Well, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't.
You can modify it.
Yeah, you can always change it. You just with VMware Player, you just sometimes you can create certain things, but you don't have as much capability as you do with VMware Workstation. I am recording, aren't I?
Yeah, you can just modify the VMX. It's a ASCII text file.
Right, and I think I wonder if we can see it. Mine would be.
Speaking of, when is this due? Or was this sort of a personal assignment?
It was a student who said, "Hey, can you talk to me about how to do this?" And then he didn't show up tonight. Just saying. Okay.
If you're gonna go through a Cali install, I wouldn't mind seeing.
I'm not going through the whole install. No, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay, this VMX file right here is what he was talking about. If we open this up with like a text editor, let's open it up with. I'm not going to
use a text editor.
What?
I'd use a text editor.
Come on. Let's just use browse. Let's go to TextPad. Should be on here. Okay. So I'm opening up the VMX file and I only got 12 things going here at one time. You can see it. This is all the settings of it. All those settings we're looking at are all right here. So you can actually edit all that stuff. Okay. Pretty simple to do. And if you go online, you can find all the settings. You can just read all about them. You know, where the file is stored is just all in here. Okay. So that's how VMware works. And if you had VMware Player, you'd have to do this manually like this. VMware Workstation allows us to do it. Okay, Cali's almost downloaded. We got 54 seconds left. Should end up under my downloads right there. I hope. And then we're going to try to do that one. In the meantime, how is Windows 8 doing? Windows 8 still installing. Okay, now I click inside the window and my mouse is gone. Okay, I can't get my mouse out because I don't have VMware tools yet. But if I hit Control-Alt, it releases the mouse. So if you click in the window and you don't have VMware tools on, you're stuck and you can't get your mouse out. It's Control-Alt. It does tell you at the bottom of the screen, install, blah, blah, blah. When you are done, click on Finish Install. Okay, we're not done yet. That's why I haven't clicked that. If I click in here, See, down on the bottom left corner, it says press Control-Alt to release your mouse. Get my mouse out. Okay. Now, are we done downloading Cali? We got 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, 0 seconds. That last 0 takes a while. Okay, so now we should have a new one. There it is. So now I'm going to go back to my home over here. And we got our Cali machine. I'm going to go into my CD-ROM just like I did last time. I'm going to point it to my ISO file for Cali. That was under downloads, Cali. I'm going to say OK. Now I'm going to run it. I'm going to power it on. So now I actually have Windows 8 running there and Cali running there.
Oh, things about to get really slow.
Oh, okay, we're going to run the live CD. Very nice. Live CD, you don't actually have to do an install. It'll just run off the ISO file. Very nice. If you want to install it, it's much faster and you can save stuff. Well, then you need to select it as like the 3rd or 4th option down.
You're not watching your hard drive options. When you're running live, it'll start scripting and turn it off after 2 hours.
Yeah, because it won't. Live, you literally turn the machine off and it's gone.
I would suggest installing the OpenVM tools that is part of the Debian package with Cali. It'll work a lot nicer too.
All right. Come on. How's Windows doing? Windows is still going, slow but surely. Cali is missing. Now, if you have a Mac, you would download VMware Fusion instead of VMware Workstation. Then it basically works exactly the same, just 12 times better. And faster. And cooler.
So then I
Yeah, because I can run virtual machines at home, and I don't even realize I'm in a virtual machine. They all work exactly the same.
It's ironic that it seems that on Mac, it seems Mac can run other OSs better than itself.
Then Mac runs itself perfectly. Okay, this is Ken's awesome Windows machine. Really? Can take all that? It's supposed to be limited to 15 characters.
It doesn't care about net bios.
Darn it, but not a Mac. I was going to put not a Mac. It won't let me do it. Darn it. Okay. So I get it. So then why'd you let me put it there? That is so stupid. Here, you can take 40 characters, but you can only have 10. That is like bizarre. What an idiot.
Input validation at its best.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to use express settings. Okay. How's Cali doing over here? Cali, we don't even have you on the screen here. Come on. Come on, Cali. Now, I can also, if I remember right, make this full screen. So now I'm running Cali full screen. But I want to go to Windows 8 now. Ooh, now we can set up my account. Very nice. And I can switch back and forth to whoever. Get out of full screen. How do I get out of full screen? Okay. I don't know why Cali's not up and running yet. That's weird. All right. So everybody okay on how to set up Windows in here? So if you're running Windows 10 and you're having a problem with any of the software, install Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 7 or Windows 7. Windows 7 seems to work better for all these tools. So Cali, I don't know why Cali's not coming up. Oh, it's trying.
It's a lighter shade of gray.
Yeah, it's working on it. I highly recommend when you run Cali, actually, let's turn Cali off for a minute.
49 shades of green.
Shut down. We're going to power the, oh, and by the way, this machine, when you're done with it, just power it off. Shut down gas. Done. Okay, I'm going to power this one down as well. Then I'm going to restart it. Okay. Not normally, no. Okay. So I'm going to start it again. Now this time, I would want to do, if you go down here to the install, that will actually install Cali, so then you can run it with, not in the live format, because you'll need to actually have the install here Because I could imagine you guys breaking passwords for hours, then all of a sudden it reboots or something, and then you lost everything. But when you do the install, it's important that you probably want to unlink that ISO file when you're done. In other words, to say I walked through this whole install and it's all finished. Then I'm going to go over here to my machine, and I'm going to, don't delete it. Don't delete it. Go to the CD-ROM and change it, you know, connected, unconnected. Or just tell it to use your physical drive. Reason is, sometimes if you leave it linked to the ISO file, it'll want to keep coming up. And if you don't watch, it'll just keep running the live every time. Understand? Because you know how live is the first option on the menu?
Yeah.
So if you don't select anything, a lot of times it'll go to the live. But if you do the install, then you're just going to walk through it. It's not all that difficult to do. Okay. You can see it's coming up right here. Okay.
I heard you switched it to the physical drive, and
I didn't like it.
yeah, you're not nice.
That's right. Maybe. I don't know. But I didn't reboot it, so it might be okay. So the cool thing is, while that's going, you could literally start this guy back up. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't like sound cards and stuff like that sometimes. So we got Cali going and Windows going all at the same time. You can add more. You can have as many as you want. And you could also go in here, that whole snapshot thing I told you about, you can take snapshots too.
You just say Snapchat?
Snapshots.
Okay.
Okay, host name is Cali. Main name, we're gonna leave it blank. Root password. Shh, secret.
What was it?
It was Justin.
Excellent. You lied.
Okay, so you see we still have Windows running and Cali running at the same time. So the biggest thing you need to remember is when you got this download manager going and you download your software, what do we do next?
Don't click.
Do I click launch?
No.
No, you don't click launch. Because there's a high probability you will overwrite your OS. I literally had 2 students over the summer, and they're like, but I lost everything. I'm like, yeah, I guess you did. The bad thing is I actually made a video of exactly how to do it, and they didn't do it. So,
Break their system. Way to go.
yeah, I
Or did
killed
they
her.
actually break it?
They did it, and they fixed it. So, see, we're right back to where we were with Windows, except I just never finished it last time. All right, any questions on virtualization? No? It's pretty handy. Obviously, it works very well. And I think that's what I'm going to cover. So you know what? I can actually just turn this sucker off right now. Oh, and if you want to, you can actually suspend it. The difference is, if you turn it off, it's like turning Windows off. If you suspend it, it's kind of like you're pausing it. It writes what's currently running into a file, and then when you start it back up again, it brings you right back to where you were. So I'm going to suspend Windows real quick. Okay? Okay, do you agree Windows is not running right now?
Yes.
But then I could resume it.
That's how I use snapshots.
Yeah, and snapshots, you could do the same thing with snapshots, and it's right back to where it was. I could go in here and I could create a snapshot. You know, maybe I could call this snapshot personalization. That way I know where I was on the install process. Okay. And you can always revert back to old ones. How's Cali doing? Oh, we're still over here on our time zone. Okay. And here's our install tools at the bottom. And I think Windows 8 should say it as well. We didn't quite finish yet. Yeah, we're not quite done yet. So, all right, what else do I need to tell you about this? Anybody?
Install virtual tools. You said something about that.
Oh, VMware tools right there.
VMware tools.
You got to get the OS installed first.
Cali.
Cali's not done.
Oh, so the install tools there is not the same as.
Yeah, it's still, well, it is the same tool, but it doesn't realize it's not done yet.
Oh, okay.
That's why it says remind me later, never remind me.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll
I
keep.
would use.
What'd you say?
I would recommend using the Open VM tools for Cali.
How do you install? I've never installed those. How do you install those?
You just use apt-get. Use apt-get update and apt-get install the Open VM tools desktop. And then it reboot and it'll start the service.
apt-get's pretty simple to use. If you've never seen it, we'll say apt.get. and it'll tell you all about it. Okay, pretty easy to do. And there's the tools. You can do updates. You can install software from it. Okay. So apt-get, pretty darn simple to use. All right. Any other questions from anybody? Did anybody learn anything from all this? Hopefully.
Yes.
We've at least seen what a virtual machine is now. And you can pretty much run anything this way. You can run Mac this way as well.
Do we
You
have
need an Intel processor though.
any Mac iOS files for free?
No, we do not get Mac iOS for free.
Only Windows
No.
and Cali?
You have to have an Intel processor, and we had one running for a while, but it was so incredibly slow because of the graphics built into this that we stopped even using it. So, okay. You can also make shared VMs. You can share them with people across the network, but we're not going to worry about that. And if you wanted to, maybe this. Actually, I'm going to shut down my Windows PC here real quick. This is one thing I didn't show you. Hold on. Okay. You know what? I like this one, so now I'm going to clone him. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to clone it. Next. Current state of the virtual machine, in other words, where it is right now is where it's going to start. Now, here's that thing I talked about, a full clone and a link clone. A full clone is an exact copy of it. So if it's a 20 gig image, you have a 20 gig copy. A link clone is just the changes to it. So link clone will be very quick, should be nearly instant. And it is. So now I can actually start this guy. Actually, let's shut Cali off. We're not going to mess with him anymore.
Michael wants to know if your recording will be available immediately afterwards.
In about 15 minutes. It's going to be up inside the Cybersecurity Club and also on YouTube.
Will that clone the MAC address too?
I don't know. I've never tried that. So I'm going to power on my clone. I'm also going to power on my original. So they should now both boot up to about the same place, but you'll see they are two different machines. And any changes I make to the original do not get affected in the clone. And any changes I make in the clone do not get affected in the original. It's kind of like they take branches from that point on.
This doesn't necessarily have to do with the virtual machine, but what exactly is, I forget, what exactly is Ubuntu?
Ubuntu is a free version of Unix Linux. It's the most popular one right now. When I was
It's
based off what?
It's based off Debian. They kind of bastardized Debian.
I was in Australia and they had all these terminals everywhere for free, and there was one of them that was stuck in a never-ending boot loop.
No.
They're all in Ubuntu, and yeah, you can download it for free. So in Ubuntu, I think people call it, but
You can put two OSs on the same machine.
Oh,
right? Yeah.
we have multiple here. And you can actually go to Ubuntu right here, the leading operating system for PCs, tablets, and phones right there. It's very simple to use. You can, it'd be awesome to play with this stuff. Just download it, play with it. You can't hurt nothing. Well, Windows is going to take a while since now it's to run twice. All right.
Fedora is a really good distro too.
Which one?
Fedora.
Yeah, Fedora was like one of the originals. Red Hat, Fedora.
It's actually Red Hat, and then they sponsored Fedora Core, and then they changed their name from Fedora Core to Fedora.
So now we know how to make multiple VMwares. You can see we got a couple different OSs running. And all right, is everybody happy? All right, I'm going to stop sharing, then I'm going to stop the video. Thank you for coming. Oh, we had 10 people online. That was good. I guess I'll keep doing these for a while. Oh, wait.
Bye.
Wait, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere yet. Hold on. Next week, would anybody be interested in Pam Edmonds? She's involved. She helps a lot with the resume preparation, job searching, where to apply, and what do y'all think? If I still cover something next week, but then she came in about 6:30 to spend about 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Yeah. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
Also, other thing is, if you're at the weather balloon, we don't have a room yet, but it's the supposedly agreed time is 5:30.
And what day?
Thursday. On Thursday.
Okay, so 5:30 on Thursday is going to be the weather balloon.
We don't have a room yet.
Yeah, I can find a room. We just need Bill to let me know what he wants to do. So I'll have Pam come next week, and then we'll go from there. All right. Y'all are free to go then. Bye.